This is News 14 Carolina Meteorologist Matthew East, and this is the Martin Luther King Jr. Day edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Of course, the big topic of conversation is our potential snow event tonight into tomorrow. This is a look at the surface map, and of course I'm cutting this video later than normal. I wanted to wait and see some of the 12Z model guidance come down, at least the NAM, and see how that was looking. So this is now being cut during the 9 o'clock hour here on this Monday morning. And here you go, two areas of low pressure. One is moving up near the Virginia-North Carolina border. That's brought a little bit of light precipitation up into the Virginia border counties, a light dusting of snow in a couple spots up that way. But the more significant low is taking shape back in the Tennessee Valley. That's what's going to be a big player in our weather. Now, it's tough to see on this water vapor imagery, but you have a big disturbance. It's been moving from Canada, now diving down into the lower Mississippi Valley. And that's really going to crank that surface low I showed you a moment ago. Right now, at the time I'm cutting this video, there's the radar, and pretty good light to moderate snows have broken out back into Tennessee. That's moving generally eastward, so some portions of the state, certainly the mountains, and even some Piedmont spots could see a few areas of light rain or snowflakes during the day, but the big event comes tonight. There's the watch and warning scenario. Again, this is as of 9 o'clock. This will undoubtedly change as the day unfolds. But at this point in time, we have winter storm watches up, including Charlotte, Greensboro, and the entire triad, and over toward Raleigh-Durham as well. That is a winter storm watch tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, this is hot off the presses, the 12Z NAM, and here's how things unfold. Really tough to see where the surface low is, but you have this general bagginess here in the surface pattern, so your low pressure, your area of lower pressures is right in there. And this is at 7 o'clock this evening. Previous 6 hours precipits mainly in the mountains there down into North Georgia as well. But it's during the evening time that the precip really explodes. There's the precip from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. And pretty good band of precip develops. There's your surface low not far from Myrtle Beach. And it really looks like this is going to be a scenario where on the northwest side of this low, in the deformation zone, there's going to be a nice band of heavier snows. And exactly where that sets up will play a big role in the accumulation forecast. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. Locations that find themselves under that band of heavier snow could easily pick up 4, 5, 6 inches of snow, maybe locally more. But in spots that never get under that band of heavier snow, it might be tough to get a dusting. And so where that band sets up tonight is going to be a very significant factor in the snow accumulations around our area. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Snow falling over much of the eastern, 2/3, even 3/4 of the state at that point in time. And finally, the snow tapers off with time tomorrow morning. Now, that is pretty heavy snow falling all the way over toward the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Now, let's talk about total precipitation amounts. Now, the model QPF here, that is going to be something that is not likely handled very well by the computer models. There's a lot of dynamics in play, and this could be wrong one way or another. But generally, you have a swath there. The NAM sets up this band of heavier snow from Charlotte and Gastonia on up toward the Triad and then over toward the Outer Banks. And that's a general area of 1/4 to 1/2 inch of liquid precip, of liquid equivalent precip rather, and even a little bullseye there of about 1/2 inch near Charlotte. And again, that's liquid equivalent. Normally, in a typical snow scenario, an average snow scenario, we'll say, you'll have a 10-to-1 liquid equivalent snow ratio there. I think it's going to be a little higher this time. There is a look at the sounding early tomorrow morning around daybreak, and this is off of Buffett. And this is the -10-degree line right there on up through the atmosphere. And you have a lot of that sounding in that cold air. And I think we're probably going to be looking at snow ratios of at least 15-to-1 in many spots tonight, and maybe as high as 20-to-1 in some spots. So maybe some higher totals than you might expect with the QPF amounts being forecast. And there's a lot of dynamics in play. There's the jet stream and very strong upper-level winds around the base of that big trough at 500 millibars. A lot of energy coming in on the backside, helping to get that surface low going. And at 850 millibars, a lot of times you look for a closed low, and you sort of use that as a track there, and close to that track is a good spot for the heaviest snow. And it does, in fact, 12Z NAM closes off an 850 millibar low, moves it through the upstate into the southern Piedmont of North Carolina. So what does all this mean? Well, generally, I think we're looking at from Charlotte, the Charlotte region, including Gastonia, probably Cleveland County, Union County, on up through the Triad itself, and then over toward Raleigh-Durham. This is probably a general 2 to 5 or 6 inch type of snow event. But again, like I've said, spots that don't ever get under that band of heavier snow will probably struggle to even see a dusting. But on the other hand, if that band of heavy snow sets up and remains in one spot for a while, some spots could pick up more than that snow range I mentioned. So it's a dynamic situation, one that's really not going to become completely evident what's going to transpire until we see the band of snow set up, assuming it does. I'm assuming it does. If that band of heavy snow does not set up tonight, then the whole forecast is probably out the window anyway. But that's the way it looks right now. I'm sticking with the general 2 to 5 inch idea. But again, remember, there's going to be localized spots that see less. There's going to be localized spots that see more. And we're going to continue to fine-tune and hone in on this forecast for you. You want to keep it tuned to News 14 Carolina on television for all the very latest weather information. We will have live weather updates for you as the potential snow event unfolds for us tonight into tomorrow morning. And we will keep you completely up to date. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everyone have a wonderful Monday. Those of you wanting snow, I hope you get a nice thumping of snow tonight and tomorrow. And we'll see how it all plays out. Everyone have a great Monday, and God bless.